I can use this head for my non-VVTi 2JZ. So I've just been kind of trying to clean it up a bit, and this one's definitely a lot more dirty than this one, so you can tell that they definitely pressure washed it before they shipped it out. Didn't do the best of a job, but it's whatever. So I guess my goal for this weekend on these, I'm trying to get all this stuff pulled off, and I'm trying to get the block completely cleaned, and I'm trying to get it painted nice to make it look nice, to just get the block ready for this head. And this head's got 155K, and it's just kind of dirty. It seems dirty to me, so I'm thinking I'm gonna pull the head off, send it out to a machine shop just so it can get hot tanked, check the deck, make sure it's all nice and straight. I'm sure it is, but just to be safe, make sure everything's perfect right there. And then I'm waiting for ARP head studs to ship for this, because they're being a pain to get right now. No idea why. So hopefully by the time I get that head back, it would be good just to go on here. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much my goal for this now. So probably just set up a little time lapse of, I'm trying to get this head pulled ASAP because this stand kind of sketchy. 2J's got pretty big angle, so the more weight I can get off of this, better it'd be, the safer I'll feel. Got this little box of 2J shit. So yeah, two 2JZs now. Goddamn drift cars. So I guess I'm just gonna get right into pulling this head to get some weight off there. So guess I'm gonna set up a time lapse of me pulling this head. Hope you guys enjoy. I can get better gas, better torque. I can make the boost come in a little bit more quick, so it's just all around better setup. I got some paint, since this has got a factory black block. We're gonna make it nice, throw some paint over that and make it nice shiny. Then gonna paint the valve covers on this one wrinkle black, so it's not so ugly. They actually sell this at the parts store now, so that's pretty sick. You used to just have to buy these online. So yeah, these are gonna get painted black, and I'm gonna be switching the coils over to, what are they called, the 1ZZ smart coils, I think, or something like that. So the valve covers are already popped, so I guess I can take them off and look what my first 2J looks like. So I've never been inside one of these. Looks pretty clean. Looks like it's a little, let me get some light out here. For the most part, it looks pretty clean. It's a little bit of residue right here, to sign of not having enough oil changes, but cams look really good, which is all that matters right now, right? These motors look really simple. So you just pull the cam out, and then the head bolts are right there, and then the head just comes off. Yeah, guess so. All right, so I guess I'm gonna get all this pulled off the front right here, and then pull the cams, pull the head. Pretty simple to me, so I think this motor's gonna be no issue whatsoever. Looks pretty straightforward, nothing difficult. So I'm gonna take off the water pump and take off the belt tensioner, and then after that I should be able just to take off the covers, pop the cams out, loosen up those head bolts, and see if the head comes off. It should, might not, because I've never pulled the head before, but I don't see what would stop it. So let's find out. Alright, cams are out. Now I'm getting ready to pull the head. And just like before, it takes a number 10 Allen head. So simple. So I'm gonna look up the sequence online just to make sure there's nothing weird going on that I don't know about. Then pop the head. Alright, so just as I thought, it's like every other motor, just gets removed from outside to in. So I'm gonna set up a time lapse, break them all loose, just enough for the Milwaukee to get them the rest of the way off. So, yeah. Alright, just got all the head bolts loosened. Now, I just gotta lift the head up, it looks like. Pry it up. Oh yeah, gotta do some prying for sure. Alright, well the GoPro died, but I got this side broke loose. Now, the whole head's broke loose now, actually. Where's it going, bud?
Dude, I don't know.
Look at those dowel pins.
We're running out of room in here for sure.
I know.
What is that?
I don't know what's on the bottom of this.
Something with it there.
See? Good thing it's going to the machine shop.
Yep.
Alright.
Always best.
So, we need to set up a table somewhere, somehow. Alright, so I got the head pulled, and it is pretty nasty on the head. I took a wire wheel over here with some brake clean, try to clean it up. Usually I use gas and Scotch-Brite, but it's just pretty thick. And even with laying into it with the wire wheel pretty heavy, I still couldn't get this thick shit off right here. So it's a full cast iron block, so I'm 100% comfortable with doing that. But it's still not coming off, and if it's not going to come off like that, I think the best bet would be to just pop the pistons out and go take the block to get decked along with the head and cleaned. So if this block looks like this, 95% sure that block's gonna look like that, and that's the one I'm gonna use. So now I'm gonna pop the head off of that one, and then pop the pistons out, I guess, and send it off to the machine shop. Definitely not too stoked, but I mean, It's alright. Nothing you can do. Nothing I can do. Alright, so I thought about doing this when I was pulling this head. When I was taking off this belt, I thought about just pulling these two 12s down here and then trying to slide the belt off. But I didn't know what would happen if I tried to release this. So I just went with what the book said. That's why I fought it so long trying to pull the belt off of here. Now I just loosen them. Alright, it is the next day and I'm getting ready to get this block clean. So I went and got some gas, some blue Scotch-Brite, so I can scrub the living shit out of this. This is a cast iron block, so I'm gonna use a razor blade and get all the thick stuff off. Just gonna keep on going over it until it gets clean. So it's gonna take some time. So I got the non-VVTi head put on the VVTi block just to kind of not keep a mess. And I'm gonna kind of put this back together so we don't have a bunch of different parts laying around everywhere. And then this is just gonna kind of sit in storage until it's time to put it to use. And when we do use this, this will get a built bottom end. So we don't fuck with that weak shit. Woo! So, woo!
Yes.
Oh, what are you doing over there?
Dude, wires. I was just popping my case.
Oh, stiffy.
Yeah, dude.
You know?
Pretty wild.
Tiny, huh?
Yeah, a lot different.
Cool.
Pretty cool. Last big thing for the 40.
Fuck yeah. Almost time to test start, huh?
I had to check it out. Yeah, almost. Need a starter, really bad.
Push start it. Push start it.
Push start it in the street.
Yep. So, I might get these non-VVTi cams put back in with that head, and I'm not exactly getting everything torqued down hard. I'm just gonna get it nice and snug. Like these head bolts are just snug, you know, barely over finger tight, so the motor can flip up and down wherever it needs to go, so it won't fall apart. So yeah, and then I'm gonna use this oil setup on this because this has got the union bolt I need for my oil feed, or some shit, still learning about that. But yeah, and then I need this crank gear back here for the crank sensor. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ham and get this all clean, and that would be a really boring time lapse, but so I'm just gonna skip that. So I guess I'll check back in after I get a couple hours. All right, just got this put back together, so now we can go push this away in storage somewhere in here, and I can get to cleaning the top of this block, getting it ready for the head. So I'm gonna clean all the pistons, top of the deck, and then I'm gonna clean the side of the block, the back of the block, switch out these oil things and paint the block, pull the pump off, put the new pump on, get a crank sensor, and whatever else. Alright, so I played with it a bit, tried to get it cleaned up as best I could.
You
So
tried for 2 minutes, dude.
yeah, dude, and it just, dude, I think it's just worth popping out all the fucking pistons and going and getting the block decked.
No, it is, dude, especially with making some boost through it, you know? Do it once, do it right.
I mean, I know it's a fucking cast iron block, so it can be a little bit rougher
More
compared
aggressive.
to these, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, if I have to be that aggressive with it, dude, it's not even worth it to me, because I'm always gonna have that
on there pretty well. It's like it's got thick carbon buildup. Like even with a razor blade, you can just feel the bumps.
Yeah, and it just scares me. It's like I'm always gonna have that thing in the back of my mind. Like if something starts to go wrong, if it starts to get even warm, I'm always gonna think it's the fucking head gasket. So I'm just gonna go through and get the pistons cleaned up as best as I can, so I can label them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then pop
6,
all this
huh?
out.
You think you're fucking,
Dude,
you're big guy over here, huh?
I'm used to only counting to 4, so
Bro,
know?
you made it that high.
yeah, dude, I was surprised when I got to 5, you know. I was like, oh man, we're getting up there now, huh?
It's gonna look nice black, dude.
Yeah.
All these parts cleaned up.
Yeah, and that gives me time to get that off. Well, this is gonna
These
get
do
swapped
clean
over
up
there.
really nice.
Just a cast fucking piston, and people make jam on these, dude.
Yeah, this it just doesn't like on this. It just like you can like scrape it off and then wheel it off, but it's not like that on the block.
Not one
You
bit.
can't scrape it off at all.
No, and especially over here, it starts getting more thick over here.
Not only that, but remember the fucking the
Yeah,
coolant
there's
stuff. So we
little
want to
bit
get
of
a hot
rust in
tank
there.
anyways, you know.
No. So I guess I'm gonna get this bottom end tore apart, labeled. Should be able to. Should go pretty smooth.
Yeah. Should be real smooth.
So I just got the pistons cleaned and labeled for what cylinder they go in. Now I'm gonna get the rest of it pulled apart. All right, so I guess I'm just gonna set up a little time lapse of me pulling off the pan, then this giant girdle thing or whatever this is, and then whatever else under it, I guess. First fucking 2J disassemble, so we'll see. So I'm ready to pop out the pistons and then pull the mains off and then pop the crank out, and then it will be ready for the machine shop. All right, so I got everything torn down and off. All the mains are loose, but since this is all gonna go to the machine shop, I think I'm just gonna get these hand tight so the machine shop can check everything out. It's nice and easy for them to take out, and they're gonna put ARP rod bolts in the rods. Rods kind of dirty, so they're gonna give them, or the pistons are, so they're gonna give them a nice cleaning, hot tank, put ARP rod bolts in here, and then we're gonna put it back together. So that's gonna be it for this video of this 2JZ teardown. I guess you can kind of call it. I didn't think I was gonna go this deep, but when I pulled the head, I was like, nah. So we're gonna make it nice, clean. When it gets back from the machine shop, I'm gonna paint the block nice and slap the head on there. Hopefully I'll have all the parts. Then we'll figure out what I don't have when we try and put it in and just go from there, I guess. 2JZ teardown.